Man, as a tripartite being, is assigned with the responsibilities of not just survival, but taking care of every part that makes up his entity, while sleep, healthy lifestyle, and food are important requirements to maintain the body. The value of entertainment has been proven to be effective to the mind and soul. Today, the entertainment industry has evolved into an endearing art, from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, comedy, and more, to add to the basic needs of man. For over 25 years, the Nigerian media and entertainment industry has gone through the fundamental process of birth, transformation, and growth. Currently sitting as the second largest film producer in the world in terms of number of movies, the Nigerian media and entertainment industry is playing its role in contributing to the need of humanity. But there is a whole lot more to be done.
The creative industries in Nigeria, it's never really been taken serious as an industry. So the way that you have the banking, education, or the health, so it's almost seemed like just an expression of talent and not actually an industry that is economically viable.
Action.
The creative industry in Nigeria is huge. If you look at the numbers, you just have to read the annual report by PwC and you see the width of it. Usually what's captured is the entertainment part of it, because when you look at what is globally known as the creative industry, the tech industry, they encapsulate architecture. There's just so much going on globally in the creative industries, and Nigeria is actually a very vibrant hotspot. So what's going on is that creative industries become not only relevant but significant economically, to Nigeria's future. The numbers are constantly shifting, but they're shifting upwards. What I think is important to note is the numbers of creatives and talents that are constantly emerging in different areas of the creative economy in Nigeria. The future is what excites me, because we have opportunity to grow a creative economy that actually serves Nigeria financially and economically as well as perhaps the oil industry has.
Why can't you find a nice Yoruba boy? You're beautiful.
I love you. I will stand with you. I'll protect you.
So the entertainment industry in Nigeria is a very big one right now, contributing significantly to the GDP of Nigeria. It wasn't something that was captured a few years ago. So it's not just film, it's music, it's comedy, it's the gaming industry. It's quite big now. It's generating lots and lots of money, for the economy.
The entertainment industry in Nigeria has welcomed people from different walks of life into a burgeoning mix of creatives. One common ingredient that has shaped these people, irrespective of their background, is the determination to put that extra effort and stand out among the crowd.
I come from an arts background. I wanted to be a graphic artist until my brother thought I would end up in penury and convinced me to go into architecture. I went into architecture with an arts background. Over time, before FATE Foundation, I explored different things, construction, general design and build. Then went into stage sets. We found a niche in stage sets just by accident. A friend of mine asked me to design a fashion catwalk for a show. When I got to a stage where I felt I was getting too old to stay up all night building stages and stuff, I decided to go back into architecture.
Stand Up Nigeria, produced by Bunmi Davies.
I happened to have some theatre background. The company started doing theatre productions as far back as the year 2000. In 2008, I started a project called Stand Up Nigeria. At that time, and even till now, it happens to be the only 100% comedy platform in Nigeria.
Press I made that. Oh my God, I love this country. Recession. I can't fear.
Even present in Nigeria, comedy is still growing as far as we are concerned.
Gone are the days where a child will tell his father that when I grow up I want to be a comedian. Now it's a thriving industry.
They're from church, working with the camera team, and that first got my interest in production, and hanging out with friends who were then working the camera team from church. And when we were watching the movie, they say things like, see that shot, and I used to wonder which shot. I couldn't see the shots. When I finished school, teamed up with a few creatives, so I hooked up with Amaka Igwe. I learned, the first things I knew about film. As God will have it, I started working at Mnet, almost immediately after that, where I produced a show called Jara and 53 Extra. Then I was in charge of producing all channel, all contents. And after that, I went to film school in Hollywood.
Well, I'd always wanted to be a storyteller. I grew up in an environment in Lagos where going to cinemas was part of the culture. And I had a really great time growing up in Lagos. We had so many cinemas, so many films, so many Nigerian theatre groups. It was very difficult not to have been confronted with creativity. So creativity was always in the space that I grew, and I always connected to it strongly. So I've always wanted to be a storyteller. And I went to school to do that. I went to film school to do that.
Content, they say, is king. So creativity in the entertainment industry thrives on the backbone of good, compelling content.
At the age of 10, my father got this dish, and I started to see channels like Sky News and BBC, and I just knew at that point in time that whatever these people are doing, that is what I want to be a part of. I got into university, studied mass communication. There was a time when I thought broadcasting was going to be my journey, but then I started in acting. So I did an Mnet series at the time, and after that I decided to go into production, which I did, and I have sort of stayed in for the last couple of years, and it's been an interesting journey. Then I started into the production of documentary films. So my passion today lies between talk content and documentary content.
Having grown exponentially as the biggest in Africa, the Nigerian media and entertainment industry rides on the sheer determination to improve in every area of entertainment. And this is evident in the upgrade of movie productions, comedy shows, musical concerts, and quality screen viewings.
Nollywood alone is set to be the third largest wood, if I can call it that, in the world, after Hollywood and Bollywood and then Nollywood. So that just shows you the expanse of how the industry itself should be taken seriously.
I'm your wife.
Where's Jason?
The challenge of piracy and inadequate funding still looms.
Over the years, the challenge has always been that the government doesn't take it seriously, and so because of that, a lot of attention is not being put into it as to how to help and aid the industry growing by itself and even adding to the economy of Nigeria as a whole.
I talked about you telling your parents years ago, I want to be a musician when I grow up. Hey, are you okay? I didn't send you to school for that. That is changing. Now, what the parents will ask for is, please, just finish your education. I can even support you as you go on. I know there's a future in what you want to do. So that mindset challenge is there. There's also the challenge of the legal framework. How do you protect your works? You've put in millions of naira in a project, and in 72 hours, a group of people have pirated all what you've done in like 6, 8, 12 months. That is way beyond what an individual can protect. We need a lot of legal structures to stand and ensure that that is taken care of.
There are institutions across the world that open up opportunities that we need to also promote our people into. And obviously those institutions require, that everything is being done as a best practices structure. So that to me is also important. And that starts from education. We need to have, film schools, music schools. We need to grow this talent in a formal way rather than in a constant stream of street performance.
So what are the opportunities that abound in the media industry in Nigeria?
For an industry that makes 2,000 movies every year, there are different value chains where people can play. It's not even just getting into production. Getting things that we need for production. Things like even costume, where you know that, okay, if you need costume, this is where to go to. Things like location. You know, we have certain real estate companies that can decide, you know what, we can get to these places that you need to shoot because we don't have big studios here. The things like power, because to shoot we need to power lights, to mobile generators. These are places where filmmakers need support. The markets are opening up. Netflix is now acquiring local content. There's Disney, there's Apple, and these are just the ones coming from the US. Our films right now have a global audience.
Having a global audience would mean leveraging more opportunities in media and entertainment, like building of set designs, makeup and special effects, stunts double, script writing, animated movies production, TV talk show production, and a whole lot more.
There is a connection to audiences and markets outside of our immediate environment, and that's very important because it also means that we're beginning to export culturally. I think it's something that also creates opportunity for us to connect the dots in terms of Nigeria's image abroad, to connect the dots in terms of the kind of cultural diplomatic initiatives we can have.
Entertainment is rapidly evolving with the constant use of computers and digital technology to produce high-quality visuals for viewers' pleasure. There is no gainsaying that the future of entertainment in Nigeria presents viable opportunities for public and private investors. To give a vivid view into some of the opportunities for investors in the Nigerian media and entertainment space, let's look at the render farm. A render farm is a high-performance computer system, like a cluster of computers, built to render computer-generated images, CGI, typically for visual effects in 3D films and animations. Ordinarily, creating a full-length 3D animation movie may take an unusual amount of time because of the rendering process, which involves calculating lots and lots of frames to be viewed as a single frame in the final output. For a single computer system, this can be an unending task, but with a render farm, the job is done in limited time. But here's where the catch is. Despite the immense importance of the render farm in 3D movie productions, there's just one for commercial use in Africa. Well, need we say more about this huge investment opportunity?
There are lots and lots of opportunities that you can ever imagine. How many cinemas do we have in Nigeria? We still have, if you look at screens, so in Nigeria now, I don't think we have up to 200 screens. Compared to countries that have 50,000 screens, 60,000 screens. So there are lots of opportunities.
Cinemas, theaters, and playhouses are some of the great avenues to entertain audiences. But what does it mean to sustain this age-long traditional entertainment avenues? If you ask me, building a film village, a one-stop center for film production where creative minds can learn, grow, and build capacity would be a fantastic option.
What I think the government should be doing to start with, first, let us work on co-production treaties with different countries. Access to certain places to shoot. If I wanted to shoot at the airport today, it's difficult to watch an American film and not see the American flag somewhere. When I make my films, I should be able to have my flag hanging somewhere. But if you can give us this support in collaboration with the Nigerian government, imagine how much we would brand our country. Be able to subsidize some of these things like lights, camera, location. If you can come in there, I believe that would do a lot.
One thing that's not hidden is the potential of the creative industries. Clearly, almost every bank in Nigeria has a desk that is either trying to figure out a way to intervene in the creative industry. I know that in the last 5 years, Bank of Industries has supported filmmakers, supported distributors, supported quite a few. I don't think governments should dash people money because it kills the entrepreneurial spirit. I think government should create an enabling environment for institutions to grow out of the creative industries. And the best way to do that is to bring, knowledge, capacity, upskilling that would help people who are in the creative industries to understand the skills needed to grow institutions, not just individuals.
So better to create a platform rather than sponsoring or supporting from the top. build from ground up?
The second thing is to regulate. When an industry is got potential and possibilities, it's important to regulate, not to regulate in a way to hold it down, but to regulate in a way to support it with what you will call best practices. There are institutions across the world that open up opportunities that we need to also promote our people into. And obviously those institutions require, that everything is being done as a best practices structure. So that to me is also important.
FATE Foundation, Nigeria's foremost entrepreneurship support non-profit organization with a goal to enable aspiring and emerging Nigerian entrepreneurs to start, grow and scale their businesses, has been supporting creatives in the Nigeria entertainment industry for 2 decades. It's been an inspiring journey, I can imagine. But the question is, how has this journey helped in shaping the minds of creatives in the industry?
I've worked in television at NTA, I've worked in advertising, I've been able to build my own production company. Now in a phase where I am also helping to build the next generation of storytellers. So my journey has been one of desire, talent, but opportunity as well. And FATE Foundation has been a very important part of that journey for me because it helped me with the connection between my talent and how I institutionalize that talent, how I'm able to move from simply creating things to creating a system that was able to admit more talent. Everything that I learned at FATE Foundation, which is to understand that innovation and creativity is what will give you market leadership.
I attended FATE Foundation almost 20 years ago. I was a member of the EEP too. Prior to that, I was purely a creative person without any fundamental business knowledge. The exposure at FATE Foundation taught me how to look at what I do as a business.
I started Afrotainment in the year 1999. By May 2000, we had our first project. It was very successful. It made my belief very strong that yes, what you're doing, you're on the right track. A few months after that, I came across FATE Foundation and my eyes were open more to the possibilities of what I'm so passionate about. I can't imagine if I didn't have that business background. We need a lot more FATE Foundation.
When I decided to attend FATE Foundation, that was in 2013. One of the challenges I knew then was because I was wearing a core creative cap, I might not know how to transition from content creation to building a business or an organization. But wearing that entrepreneurship cap is a daily journey. It's a daily journey into understanding how the business world works, number one, then how the business world for media works, number two, and how you can then play in that business world to create a sustainable, viable business.
Someone once said that the bond between show business and entertainment has been as old as time. Well, perhaps looking at it from a revenue-making perspective, nothing could be truer.
Looking at how seeing this as a business, an enterprise has helped me. I think it's also started in 2009, when I did, an aspiring entrepreneurs program, the AEP B29, where I learned how to run a business. A lot of people that are in the creative industry, we are usually people that are very passionate about the creative. But we forget that it doesn't end at show. It's called show business. There's a business part to it. Understanding this has helped me be able to create value.
Business is the key, which is also why it's called show business. It's show, but it is business.
So what is the future of the Nigeria entertainment industry?
The future for the Nigerian creative industry is massive. What we should be doing, very simple. We should be prepared for it. Getting the government also to be aware of the potentials. It's a different thing when we say we know it. The people too should know. No. As we get enlightened, we should carry the decision makers along so that we all see the same picture. The Netflix, Facebook is coming, all of them. They're not coming because they like us. They've seen where we are going. They can tell. The prospects are clear. So if we, as the owners, don't see it, we might be in for another second slavery.
future is bright because number one, the world revolves around content. The world revolves around media. If there were 2 or 3 things we can't do without, the air that we breathe, the food that we eat, and what we watch, is just the way the world has become. So the future is bright. The first thing would be for the people, we in the space, to understand the opportunities that exist and to understand how to respond to those opportunities.
If there's one way to describe the average Nigerian entrepreneurial spirit, regardless of the sector of the economy it is in, it is the unfailing desire to succeed and never give up. This is one vital ingredient that has shaped the majority of creatives who have succeeded in the Nigeria entertainment industry. So for the young creative entrepreneurs, there may be more to learn from the ones who have been there before them.
You have to be in the sector for the right reason. Be true to yourself. I mean, why are you going to something? If it's just for the money, you might be lucky.
There is a way that understanding and planning a future for your talent involves some very hard questions. Inspiration is not enough. There is a body of knowledge out there in many areas of endeavor that is not about creativity that you need for your creativity to thrive.
Don't get carried away by the finished product you see, because behind that glamour is a lot of rough work, a lot. Don't try to be like any other person. Know who you are. Know your strengths, push your strengths. Know your weaknesses, get people to compliment you.
People would respect what you can do if they see that you're putting your best in it. Many frustrated young people who say, I'm creating. There is no food on my table. Sometimes work with someone that has been there for a while and done that, and that can show you the ropes. Get your knowledge right. Talent is not enough. I've hammered collaboration continuously. There are so many film companies, media organizations, creative industries, whether you're in fashion or this or that, give 6 months to 1 year, 2 years to someone who is playing big in this space.
If there is any message I give to young people, is empower yourself with the knowledge that you need, even in the area of your talent. There's always something bigger than what you know. Empower yourself with basic business plans. Understand truly how the world of business works, because creativity is business.